Hey guys, Sean C. Phillips here, and welcome to another In the Car movie review. It's 1:50 a.m. I just got out of seeing the midnight screening of Silent Hill Revelations. I'm pretty sure that's what it's called, or Silent Hill 2, Silent Hill 2 3D. Now, the one thing I want to mention, the first thing, which is really the main selling point to this movie, was when it comes to 3D, sometimes it doesn't really add too much. It's kind of just, gives it a little bit of depth, kind of enhances the movie a little bit. This movie, on the other hand, really used the 3D very well. Like, even right when they were in the opening credits, they had the sort of dust from, the ash and stuff from the fire, floating around. It wasn't like a little bit of stuff. It was like right up on you, you know what I mean? Like the 3D was right here. And, I haven't seen a lot of movies use that 3D when it's that close on you, except for like Muppets 3D, Vision 3D and like Disney and some of those kind of 3D movies. And this one really did some real close. I guess 3D is just finally starting to get a lot better. Like, there's a lot more they can do with it, and this thing really used it well. There's a lot of dimension to this thing, and with the creatures, it made them a lot creepier in 3D with the hands coming out and the weapons and all that kind of stuff. It's not an absolute perfect movie. It's like the story is a little bit weak. There's not a whole ton to the movie, but the movie is basically, I only saw Silent Hill, the original movie. I only saw it once in theaters. I remember thinking it was okay. I thought there was some really cool visuals. Some of the creatures and things like that were cool. But I didn't love it. I didn't think it was absolutely amazing. This one, though, is like, if you remember the original one, it's the girl that the mother goes to find in the original. She's out now, and it's her and her father. And she keeps on having all these dreams and visions that are like, come to Silent Hill and all this kind of stuff. And they're always kind of moving around to new homes and new schools to, for her, so she doesn't get found. And, she does end up getting found and taken. Well, her father ends up getting taken to Silent Hill. And her friend she meets at the school, this guy she meets, her and him try and, go to Silent Hill and try and find the father. But, the guy, I don't want to ruin too much about it, but, that's the main thing, is her going to Silent Hill and kind of the things that happen. There's some of the coolest sequences with the sequence at the mall, and then there was the sequences at the fair type, the kind of carnival. Those are kind of the coolest stuff in the movie. And then there was some stuff with the nurses, and the 3D and stuff on that worked really good. Especially one part when they were in jail, asylum scene, like cutting off arms, and they were kind of flying out. There really was some, like I said, some really good use of 3D. Like, this is the kind of movie that I think if you didn't see this in 3D, it would be seriously missing out. Because this movie, the biggest selling point, in my opinion, that made this movie pretty cool and kind of worth watching was the 3D. I think without the 3D, this wouldn't be as cool. So I definitely would recommend that if you can see this in 3D, because like I said, if you see it, you know what I'm talking about. This really is made for that. Out of a rating, probably like 5.5, 6 stars. It really, like I said, for the 3D, it was near perfect for certain sequences. Like, there's some stuff that was just like regular, whatever, but the certain sequences that they did in 3D were definitely, probably 9.5, 10, like really pretty well done. And some cool stuff with the ash throughout the movie, floating all around. And I like that. I like the 3D aspect to this. As a movie, like I said, it was a little bit kind of not perfect. There wasn't too much to this movie. Like I said, it had some cool, it's like a train or something, some cool creepy aspects to it. But definitely, all in all, I think it's worth checking out, definitely in 3D. And it was a little creepy. It wasn't like real scary, but there was some very creepy aspects to it. Like some of those creatures and stuff really were very creepy. They do have like a Resident Evil kind of vibe, because I know they're the same, I'm pretty sure they're the same video game company. And the way this one ends, a lot of people were like cheering about it, one thing that they saw, but I haven't played the game, so I didn't pick up on that. So I guess if you played the games, you might know this a bit better. Like the Resident Evil, I did play like the first 3 games on PS1, but this one I never played them. But anyway, though, thanks a lot for watching, for subscribing, and all in all, I said this was a pretty interesting movie. Not perfect. I like some aspects of it. Sean Bean, didn't do too much. The father, he only had a really small part in it, and he kind of was sort of underused, I thought, a little bit. They could have done a little bit more with him. But, you know, in all, I do think it's worth seeing. Not a perfect movie, but really good for 3D. Anyway, though, thanks a lot for watching, for subscribing. I'll see you guys later.